Welcome to this video from Human Wisdom, where we explore the problem of climate change and how wisdom may offer a fresh way of dealing with it. After all, climate change has been caused by human behavior, which is driven by human thinking. To address it, therefore, we need to understand how our minds work, and that needs wisdom. The climate crisis is here. The Earth is heating up and glaciers and polar ice caps are melting. 50% of the world's tropical rainforests have been cut down, and 1 million species face extinction. Pollution is making big cities difficult to live in. We are the only species destroying our own habitat and can't seem to stop ourselves, even though we know we need to change. We know we need to cut down greenhouse gases, reduce fossil fuel use, perhaps have electric cars, cut down on plastic, plant trees, and more. Individuals like you and me, countries and large organizations are coming together to address the issue. But despite all our efforts, since the Kyoto Accord was signed in 1990, when countries met and agreed to tackle the problem, greenhouse gas emissions have actually increased by 45% and are rising every year. Why is that? Perhaps it's because as we put out one fire in front of us, 10 more are being lit by a rising population and increasing consumption. Scientists agree that without addressing the problem of increasing consumption, we cannot solve the problem. What is it in our thinking that makes us need to consume so much? As the naturalist Sir David Attenborough has said, to continue, we humans need more than intelligence, we need wisdom. Perhaps wisdom offers us a way of bringing about the behavioral change we need to address the problem of climate change. This wisdom comes naturally when we understand ourselves and how our minds work. It enables us to live in peace with ourselves, each other, and the earth. Please walk with me now as we explore 5 hidden patterns of thinking common to us all that drive consumption, and how understanding them could bring about the peaceful behavioral change we need from the inside. Hidden from our awareness is a deep feeling of emptiness or a void inside us, which our mind seeks to fill from the outside through pleasure, which comes from buying things or experiences, all of which drive consumption and climate change. Pleasure is not wrong, but it's fleeting, and when it ends, we need more and more to fill that void. Wisdom allows us to explore that feeling of emptiness within us so it transforms to a sense of peace. At the heart of being human lies our self-interest, which we are often not aware of. This is not right or wrong, but a fact like sunshine. Each person or country or organization thinks others should do more. Wisdom allows us to become aware of the self-interest operating in the background and put it to one side so we can come together as one humanity to address the problem. Our conditioning plays a powerful role in how much we consume. We are conditioned by advertising, our family and friends, and the media, and that influences our consumption habits. Around Christmas, for example, we're not aware that we're conditioned. Wisdom allows us to question our conditioning influences, which are not wrong, and decide for ourselves what's the right thing to do. Our unconscious fears push us to accumulate more and more, and whatever we have never feels enough. Our insecurity has no end. Wisdom allows us to overcome our irrational fears and insecurities and decide how much is enough for us. This allows us to live simpler lives with a smaller footprint on our planet. We unconsciously compare what others have with what we have and want that for ourselves, and this drives consumption. Wisdom allows us to wake up to this process happening in the background, stop comparing, be happy with what we have and who we are. Understanding these 5 hidden patterns of thinking that drive consumption can help us respond with wisdom. This brings the peaceful behavioral change we need to tackle climate change. What will motivate us to explore this wisdom for ourselves and change? Fortunately, wisdom also has many other benefits. It allows us to meet the challenges of life without getting anxious or stressed. We can have relationships without conflict, be emotionally intelligent, communicate better, avoid addiction, and live with a sense of peace. A byproduct of living with peace is that we naturally consume less in a way that doesn't feel threatening. This is good for our purse and the planet. The Human Wisdom app has 59 modules to help people discover this wisdom for themselves in a step-by-step manner by understanding themselves and how their minds work. This wisdom has the potential to be life-changing. It is not based on any ideology, but just on exploring how our shared human mind works. We're also developing wisdom programs for children and teenagers, so alongside maths and science, they can also be taught to understand themselves and discover their own wisdom. This would allow them to grow up to be successful human beings, successful on the inside and in the world, and be better able to tackle the many problems humanity is facing. We human beings are amazing. Look how quickly we developed the COVID vaccine, or the curiosity that leads us to explore outer space. Perhaps it is time, though, we put the same energy into exploring our inner spaces and discovering our own inner wisdom, which can help us address the many problems humanity faces, including climate change. To find out more about the Human Wisdom Project, please get in touch. Thank you for listening.